In this video, I'm going to tell you some stories about some games I had on World of Tanks that were really interesting. And unfortunately, I don't have the replays. And I'm going to be talking about games that I played the first 2 or 3 weeks, the first month that I was playing World of Tanks. So one of them was on Hemelsdorf. I capped the enemy base, and we won the game 0-0. And I did it with a tier 1 tank. It was like a Renault FT. It might have been the Japanese tier 1 tank. I'm really not sure. And I looked forever to find the replay. I could never find it. Basically, what I did was I decided, I used to set like a target. And I would say, okay, in this game, I'm going to just drive through here, through the middle, drive through here, and see if I can win the game. And I actually did it. And I remember it was very slow driving up here. And I remember seeing a lot of people playing over here. And I just kept on driving. And I sat over here on the corner. And the cap counter started running. And I don't remember how long it took, if it takes like a minute and a half or something like that. And then the game was over. And the score was 0-0. And we won the game. And I actually tried it 2 or 3 times. I don't remember how much success I had, or if I succeeded the first time. I really don't remember. But I believe what happened was it may have happened before I had replays turned on. And that's when I said, wow, I can't believe I just had this crazy game and I don't have a replay. So it's possible I don't have the replay. Now, there's another cool game I had on Karelia. My team started here, enemy team started here. And back in the day, back in 2013, when the game would start, everybody would just sit at the cap. Nobody would move. And I said, I'm going to start going. And I started heading down this route. And I basically followed this red line and this green line. And the whole team followed me. And I was going first. And it was a low-tier game, like tier 2 or tier 3. But when we got here, I just kept on going. And I went all the way to the cap. And we started capping. And what was interesting about it is we ended up capping and winning the game. Nobody fired a shot. Nobody spotted another tank. No damage was done in the game. The score was 0-0. There were no kills, none of that. It's exactly what I said. We just drove over here, got in the cap, capped, won the game. And not only that, but we finished capping before all the allies made it to the base. I would say about half of us made it to the base, but it really didn't take that many people to cap. Maybe 4 or 5 people really got that. Oh, but that's not the way it works. Maybe like 4 or 5 people were on the base when we had it mostly capped. I remember seeing guys like over here still trying to make their way. Ruinberg, I talk about this in my other videos. One day I was parked where I'm pointing on the minimap, and there were enemy tanks over here. They were on the north, I was in the south. And I literally came over here and drove. They were aimed down here. There were like 2 tanks, and I literally drove next to them, got behind them, shot them in the back. And I did it just for fun. I thought it was the most fun thing I ever did. They had no clue what was going on. Unfortunately, there's a tank in the game called the T-18, which was an op tank that 15 kills in, and he was not spotted, but he was there and he killed me. And this was at the time when I really didn't know how to control the tank. So I drove around and got behind him, but when he was spotted and he was shooting at me, I didn't know things like move or turn your tank or angle your armor. I just sat there and basically my gun slowly turned, and he killed me before my gun turned to him. So there was another game where I had allies over here and there were 2 enemy tanks over here at E1, and I drove over here, went around here, got around the back, and I literally parked next to him, inches away, pointed my gun at his side turret and hit him 5 times until he died. And then the tank next to him, after that tank died, I started shooting at the tank next to him. When I hit the tank next to him, the first time I hit him, he saw that something was going on and he started reversing and pointing his gun towards me. Maybe I hit him. I remember hitting him like 2 or 3 times, and then we had to fight. But again, I was like a beginner and I didn't really know how to drive. I was just learning how to drive. So that was a couple of really crazy games I had. There were absolutely more crazy games, but those were some of the memorable ones.